All right, hello everybody. Welcome to this week's Music Theory. Today we are doing a review of note names. We're going to do both notes on the staff and notes that use ledger lines going above and below, and not just treble clef, but bass clef also. So for some of you, this might be a super easy review. You like totally know this and don't even have to think about it. For some of you, maybe the treble clef part is easy, but the bass clef part is a little tricky. For some of you, maybe the ledger lines is a little tricky, but we're just going to review all of it. There's kind of a lot of papers here, but that's because it's just a lot of note names. So we won't do them all together. You can do many if you want to as practice, but we will give you shorter ones that are actually due for us to see if you know it later in the week. For now, this is all just an opportunity for you to practice. So we know on this page right here where it says treble clef notes that if we have a note, it's either on a line or a space. And I'm sure we pretty much all know that the lines of the treble clef staff are E, G, B, D, F. Every good boy does fine. Even George Bush drives fast. Empty garbage before dad flips. Whatever you like. I've heard so many of them over the years, right? So that's the lines. And then down here, they're showing us that the spaces spell face. That's the only one that I hear for that. Face is how the spaces work. The thing, however, that everybody always skips over when they teach you this in elementary school that I think is the fatal flaw is that while these things are true, every good boy does fine, and face, that's true. But what I think they sometimes leave out that is really kind of central is that if we can just remember that this one right here is A, right there, that note on that space is A, then it just goes in order. A, B, C, D, E, F. And if we were to keep going, it goes G, and then we start over again at A. And it just keeps going, A, B, C, forever and ever and ever, amen. Right? And if we go backwards, we just go backward through the alphabet. It just only goes to G. So we have, so G, F, E, and it would keep going, D, C, B, etc. So it's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So that's really, really easy. So on this page, they're just giving you practice from the lines and the spaces. No big deal. I'm going to jump forward. The other thing that happens is that we can get ledger lines, where notes go above and below the staff, because sometimes if we need to sing crazy high or crazy low, the notes go off the staff. So ledger lines look like this at the top of the page here on number 1. They're giving you some examples, okay? And then there's giving you note names for them, starting on number 2, where we have working down, we know the bottom line of the staff is E, because every good boy does fine. And so then going backwards, we have D, C, B, A, G. And then going up, we know the top line of the staff is F. And so going up, we have G, A, B, C, D right there. And it could keep going forever and ever and ever. There is no limit to how many ledger lines you could have as long, I mean, really, theoretically, there's literally no limit. At a certain point, you'll get some to where we like can't hear the notes anymore, both high and low. But just as far as whatever instrument you're using can play it, you can keep going. So it can kind of go forever. On these worksheets, it's only going to go as far as they're showing you. So really quick, we're going to do a kind of note name review here. I will do number 3 with you so that we can kind of follow along how this goes. So again, I'm going to just kind of do as a reminder for myself, if this is still new for you, it can be helpful to do this where I go like every good boy does fine. Sorry, it gets a little bit blurry when it's zoomed in. And then F, A, C, E, like that. So I've got that there to remind myself. So I know that the bottom line is E. So I have to go down from E. So right below E is going to be D. And then I'm just going down. So I go backwards through the alphabet. D, C, B. Now I'm on that bottom line, which I know is E from every good boy. And then I'm on the next line. So that's G. And right below that is F. Now I have a big jump, so I got to think, okay, face is the spaces, so F-A-C, so that's C. And then another big jump, so it's the lines every good, this is G. Now up here, I know that the top line, I might review, I might go back to my beginning of the thing, top line is F. So if the top line is F right here, then the note right above it is going to be G, and we're just going up, A, B, ooh, but then it skips. It's not C because C would be on the line. So this one is D. And then coming down, we have C. We skip a note and then we go to A because that was C. We skipped over B and we go to A. And then we skipped over G and we go to F. and then we skipped over E and we go to D. So that's all the notes on that line. So I would encourage you, if you skipped the first page, I would encourage you to maybe try and do like 4 and 5 would be a really helpful review for you to do your notes both on the staff and off the staff with your ledger lines, right? And you can do as much of this as you want on 4, 5, and 6. Okay, it's just review on knowing those note names. Now, the part that might be, you know, less clear for some people is bass clef, because a lot of times they don't teach us bass clef first time in elementary school and that kind of thing. But it works the same way. It's just that the bass clef tells us that we're starting in a different place. So in bass clef, we have this system right here, G, B, D, F, A. And some people do good boys do fine always. George Bush drives fast always. Any of the things that you want to make up. And, you know, if you come up with a good one, you tell me. But that's where the lines are. And then the spaces are A, C, E, G, all cows eat grass. That's, I've not heard another good one besides all cows eat grass. That's the best one. But again, here's the reminder. I'm going to draw myself a bass clef staff up here. So if I draw my staff and I've got a bass clef here, and I know this is A, which it is, because all cows eat grass. That's the spaces. So if I know that, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, we just keep going. And right below this is G, and it would keep going forever with ledger lines, right? So again, if you can just remember one note on any of these, on either of these staffs, like on the clef, then you got it. Like if you just can find where A is, it's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Every line in space, you just keep going. You just have to count every single one. So that's how that works. And then again, we have a thing with ledger lines, and the ledger lines work exactly the same way on bass clef, because we know that the top line is A here, because good boys do fine always. That's A. So this is B, C, D, E. And then going down, we know the top line or the bottom line is G right there. And so going backward through the alphabet, we have G, F, E, D, C. And that's it. So again, here's your ledger lines and some notes on the staff. I will do 2A for you. And then you can feel free to do 2B as a review, or write in the notes for 3 and 4. They're telling you to circle the skips, but I'm not concerned about that this week. So just about naming the notes. That's all we're worried about. So I'm going to do 2A for you. So we start just above. We know the top line is A. And again, why don't I write in my note names on the side so that I have them as a reference? So I've got good boys do fine always, and all cows eat grass. Okay, so there's that. And then, so since we know the top line is always is A, this one is going to be B right above it. And then we go up one note, so it's C. Ooh, now this one I got to think a little bit because it's a little far. So I know I've got G is the bottom line because good boys do fine always in bass clef. So now I'm going to count down G. I'm going backward through the alphabet. G, F. Where want to go? Oh boy, my iPad just got funny with me. So G. What is happening? I don't know if the pencil died or what's happening, but we have G, F, E. Let me do a bigger thing. So this would be F, E on the line, G, F, E, D, and then this is C right here. Okay, so that's going to be C. So this was C up here, and this is C down here also. They're the same. Okay, just in different octaves. Oh my goodness, and check this out. All cows, this is C as well. Now they're kind of showing us how this works. So if we know all those are C's, if this is C over here, then this one right above it is D, just one note higher. And if this was C down here, then this is D, one note right above it. And this is also D. And now we're going up. Now it's E, 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 F, F, G, G, A, A. So they're trying to show us all the different letters there and how those work. All right, so that is how this works with just regular notes on the staff. Treble clef is, again, every good boy does fine, and face or whatever mnemonic you want for that. And then bass clef is good boys do fine always, and all cows eat grass. Or you can just remember that it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and just know where like any of the notes are. And then you can go from there. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That works on both clefs. It's just in alphabetical order. That's it. Nice and easy. So just review this, and then you will have a short quiz to do to follow this up. But for now, just have a great night, and we will look forward to seeing you tomorrow.